it in capturing everyone's attention on this speech.
Good. That was my intent. And I wanted the people to show up, and apparently that didn't work. But,
Well,
we have people here, but I was hoping like, the news crew should have been here. Police should have showed up, ready to break into custody afterwards. But no, that's okay.
I would have known. I would have brought Ethan.
I bet you got a relationship with those guys, don't you?
Well,
News crews.
real quick, I had an event a few weeks ago, and I was on TV twice.
Oh.
Yeah, and one of them was impromptu.
How'd that go?
Good.
He said, no big deal, I'm in Toastmasters.
For like a week, yeah. I honestly wish I would have joined Toastmasters sooner, because they did have an 8-minute interview with Mike Blake.
Wow, that's not 8 minutes?
Yeah.
That's not easy.
No, it's not. And he didn't like to stick to the script either. So.
It was one of those, like, you knew the general topic, but not wear his mask.
Oh, and I had questions, and he didn't even ask him.
Oh.
He kind of went off and did his own thing.
Like, yeah, absolutely, I'll use these questions. And, like, just those in the trash cans, starts asking his own stuff.
Took me off guard.
Wait, isn't he starting?
You wanna do it, you
Getting ready
can.
to start the meeting, I'm not getting ready. Just didn't say be ready to start, that's
Oh,
all.
yeah.
Just wanna make sure we all good. It's today's date.
I don't
June
know.
8th. June 8th.
Welcome to June 8th meeting of Best Side Toastmasters. We're gonna have our Sergeant at Arms open the meeting, please.
Thank you. There you go. I'm going to strike this again because that's what it's all about. Guys, I'm excited to be here, and I know you're excited to be here, or else you just flat out would not be. All right, real quick, little reminder about our phones. Let's take care of those, silence them out of respect. I know you guys know the way out, but that way may be quicker over there. Also, and we've never brought this up in the past, but I saw it on a YouTube video. It's about rules of the club that we should never talk about, sex, religion, and politics. So, if you like talking about sexy religious politicians, this is not your club. This is not your night, okay? All right, and then the other thing was our mission statement, or our mission, Everyone in here knows this, but I'm going to say it just for the practice of saying it. Guys, we are here to support one another and to create an environment where we can become more competent in our speaking abilities. We're not here to judge each other. We're not here to make fun of each other, and we're not here to compete against each other. We're here to develop each other. All right, and with that, I would love to turn this over to our presiding officer, who I am not 100% sure that person is right now.
I don't have one.
Our presiding officer is Toastmaster-elect. All right.
Thank you. All right. We don't have to worry about welcoming the guests. Check. We all know everybody. Okay. Blah, 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 blah. The theme is summertime. What are you planning for summertime? And we're going to talk about that a little bit more. We're going to go down to who's doing our invocation and flag salute?
Me.
Very good. All right, we're going to go to our next part of my little agenda here, and that's invocation and flag salute. Everybody will please stand. Not yet. I was too fast. Come on up here.
Okay.
What is happening?
I don't know.
It's all right. It's all right. It's Twilight Zone. You'll be okay.
Go ahead.
Okay, I have a little summer reflection. As we gather here today with a sense of summer in the air and the promise of relaxation and an adventure on the horizon, let us take a moment to reflect on the significance of our summer vacation. For many of us, this season represents a break from our daily routine, a chance to rejuvenate our spirits, reconnect with loved ones, and explore the world around us. Summer vacation embodies the essence of growth and exploration, Much like our Toastmasters journey, it offers us an opportunity to step away from the familiar and venture into new territories. Whether it's a trip to a distant land or a simple taking a break from work to engage in personal hobbies and passions, summer vacation enables us to expand our horizons and broaden our perspectives. With this, we're gonna do the invocation to the flag salute. Yes, the face to the flag.
I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Summertime, summertime. The things I plan to do for the summer are the things I do all the time because I'm retired. But before we kick off the meeting, I just want to give everyone a chance to introduce themselves and just tell me one thing that you're planning on doing this summer. If we'll start on this side with Curtis.
All right, everybody, my name is Curtis Scott. One thing I plan on doing this summer is something my wife has planned for me and I cannot get out of it. It is a bike ride across Iowa, and that's what we're gearing up for right now. And as I speak, she's at home thinking about it and plotting it. All right, that's it.
Alright, I'm Brian Burkhart, and one of my big items this summer is training for a half marathon in the fall. So, we'll be sweating as well.
Good deal.
My name's Jason Evans, and one of my plans for the summer is continue doing exactly what I'm doing, being in pain for the rest of my life and working all the time. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Catherine Leon. My plans for the summer is just work, continue learning programming skills, and yes, that's it. Thank you.
Hello, everybody. My name is Kelton Watson, and this summer I intend to open a moving and storage business right here in Evansville, Indiana, to compete with the biggest and best storage movers in the area and the specialty of a transition company, where we help those who are downsizing and moving into retirement.
I'm Rick Adams. I'm the president of this company, and this summer I just want to hang out. What? Anyway,
I'm echoing everybody.
hang out, enjoy the weather, not when it's super hot, but in the evenings and mornings, and just cookouts, stuff like that. Not so much of a pool guy, but that type of stuff. Thank you.
I thought you were going to do hood rat stuff with your friends.
And that's all seasons.
Oh, okay. Well, I completed my greenhouse. I mean, it's up. I haven't faced the weather yet because every time I fight the wind wins. But I have a different greenhouse. My greenhouse is up, and I'm planting things, and I will see once it grows, and I get my abundance of vegetables. I'm going to bring you whatever I have in my greenhouse, because that's what I did last year. So my fun plan for summertime is to work this summer in my yard. Thank you. All right, now, do we have a point gesture today?
Yep.
All right, well, let's go to the next point on our agenda, our point gesture. And that's gonna be Hood Rat.
Yeah. To go with my evil Rick persona tonight, I have the poem I will have to lightly censor, Summer Sucks. Screw the damn summer heat. I'm sweating from my head to my feet. I must pray for some freaking rain. I think the heat is getting to my brain. You know how people see things that aren't really there, and sometimes it gives them a bit of a scare? Well, that's exactly how I feel. I'm not even sure what's fake and what's real. It is like I scratch an internal itch. Man, Mother Nature is a freaking B word. Let's say that. This stupid weather is making me wonder, why the hell is there a summer? There's no logical reason for it to be so hot. No one should have to sit in the heat and rot. But I guess whining about it won't help me any. I guess I've complained about the weather one time too many. Hell, I don't care about the weather anymore. Let's just admit that Mother Nature's a, well, you know.
Wow.
You gotta watch out for them hood rats. They got all kinds of things going on. All right, who is our general evaluator?
That would be me.
Thank you. If you'll come up and introduce your evaluation team.
We left his wallet back here. Sorry.
Yes, but I left it over there, not by Evil Rick, so I think it's
That's right.
safe.
Good.
That's right.
Safe.
Goatee lets you know.
All right, well, thank you, Madam Toastmaster. So tonight, fellow Toastmasters, I will be the general evaluator and responsible for evaluating everything throughout the meeting. I will be taking notes, noting what we do well, what we don't do so well, as well as evaluating each participant on their responsibilities for the meeting, and also noting some good examples of participation. At the end of the meeting, I'll give my report. And in addition, we have the evaluation team. And so tonight, the first evaluator will be Rick, evaluating Jason. And I will be the second evaluator, evaluating Curtis. And then we also have our timer, Katarina.
Yes. So at the time we're gonna time the speech. Your speech is 5 to 7, Jason, right?
Well, it's probably be less, but yeah, let's go for 5 to 7.
Okay. And then Curtis is gonna be 5 to 7. So 5 will be green, 6 will be yellow, and 7 will be red. And then the evaluation is gonna be from 2 to 3 minutes. 2 green, 2.5 yellow, and 3 minutes red. And the table topics is 1 to 2 minutes. 1 is gonna be green, 1.5 yellow, and 2 minutes red. Thank you.
Thank you, Katarina. We also have our counter and grammarian pulling double duty tonight, Curtis. Introduce those roles. Yep.
Yes, thank you. The counter role that I'm gonna do tonight is, I'm gonna be looking for your ahs and your ums and your wells and your nos and so's and your all rights. And then also I'm gonna be the grammarian. Do you want me to announce my word now, or do we need to do that later?
No.
Go for it.
Go on, announce it now?
Yes.
Our summertime theme, I couldn't think of a better word than sunshine. You're my sunshine. Then sunshine. All right, guys, that has a very technical definition. It's referring to like the visible spectrum of wavelengths that the sun emits. If you can work that into a sentence, you get double points. But what I'm really hoping to hear tonight is alternate uses of the word sunlight, like what you do to shed the light on something to bring out the truth. Or maybe when somebody moonlights, they work a second job at night, right? But what if they work a second job during the day? Then they're sunshining, right? You sunshine at rallies and you moonlight at Grandy's or whatever. All right, there we go.
Thank you, Curtis. All right. And with that, I'll turn it back over to Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you. Thank you for that word, Curtis. You are the sunshine of my life. And here comes the sun, la-di-dee-da. And I say, it's all right. Now, time for our first speaker of the evening. I don't have a intro for the speaker, but the speaker is well known and he will introduce himself. Oh, I did. And my apologies. Who is our poor jester?
We already did that.
No, he did the poet jesting when he told his funny thing, right?
Yeah.
Well, don't confuse me like that.
Yeah.
We're doing everything out of order today. You opened the meeting before the sergeant armed, so I'm totally messed up. So
I'm gonna stick you in the eye with a microwave French fry.
you need to do that. So I'm all confused. I'm sorry. I'm very slow.
You're still my sunshine. You're all right.
Should put my shades on.
I love androids, they're so slow. Okay. Everybody know Rick, personal trainer of the stars and the not so fortunate. So, there's a so for you. I was looking into Rick, who seems like a normal, average person, who everybody, if you know what a personal trainer does, you basically start your journey on what you want to become. You have a plan, you have maybe even all the steps in place, but to help keep you on track, you hire a personal trainer. That helps you reach your goals. That helps you, so you put your faith and everything into this person that you're actually paying also. So you're giving the money and your heart and soul, blood, sweat, and tears for them. And the last thing you want is someone like, I don't know, Rick Adams to take advantage of that. Has anybody in this room ever seen the movie Pain and Gain? Have you seen the movie before, Rick? Tell us about your life story. Have you
Who's in it? Who's in that movie?
Dwayne Johnson, Mark Wahlberg, Anthony Mackie. Yeah. Has anybody else seen the movie? Tells the entire story of Rick Adams, who actually is known as Danny Lupo.
The hood rat.
The hood rat. Danny Lupo, the manager of the Sun Gym in 1990s Miami. I don't know how old that would make you, Rick, if that is your name. Decides that there is only one way to achieve his version of the American dream: extortion. So basically, the movie tells of this personal trainer that's helping all these people out. He's the manager of a gym. And we all know that Rick came from a gym before he started his own business, right? Exactly, the setup is there. And then he learns that, oh, I'm not making enough money. I can make more money if I take the people that have put all their heart and trust into me and take advantage of that and extort them for all their money. So they take the rich people that have come to this gym and take advantage of that. So Danny Lupo, I'm sorry, Rick Adams, whatever, basically goes in and doesn't have enough heat. He needs more heat. He needs more teammates. So he hires Anthony Mackie and Dwayne Johnson, The Rock. So I don't know who your other teammates are and what names they have chosen now, and they all come in and kidnap this guy and go to his home and open his safe that they've tortured him for, his safe code, so they can take all of his money. And then they go and get high off of it, and guess what happens when you do crack cocaine? You do stupid stuff. So they go to try to extort the next guy, and the next guy turn the tables on them, and they don't quite succeed and they have to go to jail. They all get arrested, they go to prison, but somehow they've all got parole since then. And I wonder if maybe they decided to go back into their old ways and drool on myself while I'm thinking about Rick Adams taking advantage of sweet, innocent people. So be careful when you're out there. You never know when Danny Adams or Rick Trujillo is going to be the next person to take advantage of you, take your money, take everything, and not really give you a good workout. Thank you. Thank you.
You know, if you turn on the mafia, you should be careful because you don't know what Rick's going to do next.
That's right. I've had a horse's head beside me before, but it was a life story.
You can't trust them hood rats.
That's a fact.
Our second speaker is going to be Curtis Scott. Title is going to be Pride Comes Before the Fall. Curtis is relatively new to the club, and he's looking to begin the educational pathway of mastering the presentation. He is eager to learn and enjoys each meeting. And what is this speech going to be about? Well, let's listen and find out.
Let's rock and roll.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster. There we go. Pride comes before the fall. If a tree falls in the forest and no one is there to hear it, does it make a noise? And the answer is yes. All life forms have an impact on other life forms, okay? All right. Now, if a proud, arrogant, boastful, puffed up, selfish, stuck up, snooty, self-righteous man falls, and no one's there to see it, does he make a noise? And the answer is still yes. Okay, there is no vacuum, all right? Everything we do, our lives always impacts the lives of people around us. The actions, words, deeds, and demeanors of a proud man not only impacts himself, but it also impacts those lives around him. Mighty trees, big and beautiful, no matter how spread out their arms are and how bushy their canopy, all mighty trees eventually fall, lie on the forest floor, and take their place in the circle of life. Likewise, all proud, arrogant people fall. Pride always comes before the fall. Pride always comes before the fall. Guys, I'm not rambling here. I'm intentionally planting, excuse the pun, I'm intentionally planting or placing the word tree, and I'm juxtaposing it with the word pride. And that's for a very specific reason, which I'll share at the end of the speech. But for now, let's suffice it to say that we can learn a lot of life lessons from trees. Just simple trees. Trees are, they're full of wisdom. They can teach us a lot. All right. From a scientific perspective, trees are a journal. They are a record of environmental conditions. Everyone in here has heard that you can tell the age of a tree by counting the concentric rings from a cross-section of it. True and very true. But not only can you tell the age of the tree, you can tell the environmental conditions that took place over the course of the tree's life. All right? Every year that tree is alive, the tree produces 2 rings. And you can call them a ring or you can call them a band. It doesn't matter. In the spring, summer, and fall growing season, the tree produces a light-colored brown, wood-colored ring. In the winter months, the dark, cold, dormant season, it produces a very dark-colored band. All right. During its life cycle, during any particular year, if the growing season is wet and warm and has all kinds of favorable conditions, that tree will produce a big, wide, light brown band. On the flip side, if that same year, if the winter months are long, cold, and dark and dreary, that tree will produce a very wide or a wider, dark colored band. Right. Now, in addition to knowing what the growing season, what the growing conditions are, the rings or the banding pattern in a tree cross section will tell you the altitude at which a tree was raised or harvested from. All right. For example, here we go. All right. Trees that are grown in high altitudes have thick, dark bands. That same tree grown at a lower altitude will have a thick, light-colored band and a thin, dark-colored band. All right. For example, you take a coniferous spruce tree that grows in the Pyrenees Mountains of Spain or France. And those spruce trees are going to have a dark, thick band for that dark color. It's going to be thick. But you take that same species of tree, its cousin, and you plant it in southern Mississippi and let it grow, and it's going to have a thin, dark band and a thick, light band. All right, now I am just standing up here spewing jargon that's very technical, and I'm losing your interest. And that's fine, okay, because I'm not going to talk about science anymore. All right, but from a scientific perspective, trees have value. Guess what? Trees can also teach us lessons about sociology or social skills or interacting with other people. Here we go. Check this out. Why can trees survive a storm? Because they're strong enough to bend. They're flexible, and that's the way we have to be when we interact with other people.
The library will close in 30 minutes.
When we interact with other
If you need to
people.
apply for a library card
If
or
we're,
have materials
I'm
to check
trying to
out,
get through that.
please
If
do
we're
so at
like,
any time. If someone is providing
rigid,
transportation for you,
set in our ways,
please
and
make sure they will be
stubborn,
here before closing.
other people are gonna make our
Public
lives
computers will shut
miserable.
down 5 minutes
We
before
have to
closing.
learn to adapt and be flexible when we deal with other people. All right, I love that question so much. I want to ask it again, Ryan. Here we go. Watch this, guys. Why are trees able to survive the storm? Because they have deep roots. You weren't expecting that answer. All right, all right. And that's the way it is with life, guys. Storm clouds are going to roll our way, and when they do, we have to have people, family, friends, and stability in our lives and in place. If we just have this transient, nomadic approach to life, we're going to get swept away. If there's a little trouble and blurb comes along, it's going to wipe us out. All right. One other thing I want to talk about when it comes to social interactions, lessons from trees, is a tree grows from the outside in. All right? They don't add new wood to the center. They add new wood to the outside. All right, so what does that mean? That means you grow from the outside in too. Whatever you surround yourself by, you will become. All right? If you want to become poor, what do? You surround yourself with poor people. If you want to become successful, what do? Surround yourself with successful people. Guys, you run with the goats, what do you smell like? You smell like the goats, all right? And here's a shameless plug, and I'm going to leave it right here. Shameless plug for Toastmasters. If you run with fellow Toastmasters, you will smell like success. Ooh, that's right. You will be like those people who look to achieve, excel in communication and personal, public, and professional development. And just don't like proud people. We're done. Thank you. I would have went further, but I rambled too much and ran out of
Don't
time.
explain.
Oh, that's right.
No, sorry.
That's right. No sorry. I saw that on YouTube. No sorries.
Summertime. My summertime in the 60s in Buffalo, New York, we didn't have swimming pools in the color section. So if we wanted to get cooled down, we could go to downtown, and they had a big fountain called Humboldt Park. And it was a huge fountain, and we could swim in there. And that was cool. And we enjoyed it. It cools you off, and we really, really enjoyed going to Humboldt Park. You can't really learn to swim, but you can cool off. And sometimes the fire department would come and open the fire hydrant, and then we could run through the water then. But then my mother remarried my stepfather, and he was very, very light-skinned and could pass for white. And he would pile us all in the car and take us out to beaches. We had never been to a beach before, and it was fantastic. Now, when we got there, we still had to stay in a certain section, but we were kids, and we were at the beach, and it was like a movie because we'd never been to a beach before, and it was fantastic. And I thank him for that. And it was a wonderful thing that we enjoyed in the summertime, where other kids could go to Humboldt Park or play in the fire hydrant. He took us to a beach. And another special thing he did, and I know it's not special now, he took us to fast food restaurants. There were no McDonald's in our neighborhood. There were no fast food restaurants at all. And we all had to sit in the back seat, but he would go through the drive-through, and plus, we could only order one thing. But it was 5 kids, and we were just glad to go. And it was a difficult decision. Do I want the burger or do I want the fry? Do I want the burger? Do I want the fry? Do I want the burger? Or do I want the fry? Or if I get the fries, maybe I can share somebody's burger. It was a little thing like that he made our summer times so enjoyable. And I remember that, even though it's no big deal now, I think he took us to McDonald's. And McDonald's was the only fast food then, but he took us to McDonald's, or he took us to the beach. And the beach was a wonderful, fun time, summer thing. I didn't learn to swim because my brothers were older and bigger than me, and they used to throw me in the water and try to drown me. But we're going to skip that part. But I enjoyed the summer, and I enjoyed the beach. Let's go now to our table topics master. Who's table topics?
Ah.
Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster. All right, so on the theme of summertime, I came up with what I hope were a couple of creative topics. So we'll start with one which I think will transition well, and that is, on one of those hot summer days, what is your go-to way to beat the heat and cool down? What do you do? Rick?
I'll take that. As far as beating the heat goes, you gotta be smart. So early in the morning feels pretty nice. In the evening it feels pretty nice. Like right now it's kind of hot, but in the evenings it's felt really nice. If you don't wake up too early, then you won't get to experience the morning. But if it is the middle of the day, what do? What I do, I stay inside and turn on the air conditioning. Get my little fan, the comfort zone, turn that on, have it blowing on me. That's how I beat the heat. I mean, I'm not gonna go to the pool. I hate the pool. Pools are kind of disgusting. I don't want to stay in a giant tub of water. My apartment complex has one, but it just seems kind of weird. It's full of chlorine. It'll burn my eyes if I go in there. I don't want to do that. So stay inside. Enjoy a movie, a game, whatever it might be. Go to the gym. Gyms are actually really cold. You know why? Not really cold, but they're colder than normal. You know why? Because they know people are exercising. When people exercise, they get hot. So when you exercise at the gym, you actually just feel normal. So go to the gym, stay inside, stay comfortable, work out, be healthy, watch a movie, play a game. That's the way to beat the heat. Thank you.
AC is a beautiful invention. Yes. Changed lives for the better. All right, well, the next question I'll go to, another way you can cool down is ice cream. So if you could be any flavor of ice cream, what flavor of ice cream would you choose to be?
I'll take this one.
Kelton?
I'm gonna make this easy. And it's very philosophical. I'd be chocolate. I'd definitely be chocolate for sure. And that is definitely something anyone would be. And not just because they like chocolate. Everybody has an idea what chocolate flavor is. There's a chocolate milkshake, there's the chocolate ice cream, and there's the two flavors. And I always felt like when I was a kid, vanilla wasn't cool.
Right.
It was always chocolate. You get the chocolate milkshake because it's got a lot of flavor and vanilla's lame. And that's how it was. That's how it's always been ever since I was a kid. And it was only until later I was introduced to vanilla and even made to understand that vanilla was a flavor that you could eat and it not be totally lame because it's already full of sugar. But chocolate just has this idea. It's like, it's already sugary. It's got this exotic chocolate. It comes from like Peru. I mean, it comes from South America. That's what all the stuff that kills you. Like cocaine. Cocaine kills you. And that comes from. I mean, all those exotic things come together into this one flavoring that you can get in a milkshake. Rocket Road doesn't do that. Vanilla doesn't do that. Nothing does that. Chocolate does that. I want to be chocolate. I want to be that exotic thing, that people look at and say, I want that. Anyways, that's all I got.
Chocolate is a very rich, good, exotic flavor.
Rich.
There you go. All right, we've, I think, got time for one more maybe. So I'll kind of pitch a softball out there. Sharon talked about going to the beach, being able to play in the fountain, but what's one of your favorite summertime memories when you look back? One of the favorite things you can remember of having done during the summer? Katerina, you want to take that?
Oh, sorry, I was thinking, I was thinking just die.
There.
What was the question?
What's your favorite summertime memory?
My favorite summertime memory. My favorite summertime memory is when I went back to my country. The first time I came here to the US, I spent half a year, no, I'm 1 year and a half. So I spent Christmas here alone, so that was kind of lame. I didn't get to spend that time with my family, but then I was really excited for that summer because I was gonna see my family after I left my country. And during that time, the weather is the opposite there, because when we have summer here, the winter is there. So when I went there, I was going from winter to winter. But the winter is actually not that bad there. It's like maybe 65 degrees and it rains, but it's not as cold as it is here. And that was one of the greatest summers I had, because I got to spend time with my little sister, because she was only 2 years old when I left her, so she was really little, so I got to spend time with her. And also my brother, my family, we got to go to Pisa, which is a city where my grandma lives. We go to Argentina, because the base is kind of close to Argentina. So yeah, that was a great experience visiting my family, and I always consider going home like one of the best things I can do for holidays or vacation. Thank you.
I agree. Families in summer, they go together. So, all right. Well, with that, turn it back over to Madam Tisbert.
All right, at this time, we're gonna turn the meeting over to the general evaluator, so he can handle the evaluation part of the meeting.
I forgot about that.
Thank you. All right. Well, as your general evaluator, tonight we have 2 evaluators evaluating our 2 speeches. So I will go ahead and introduce our first evaluator, which is Rick. We'll be evaluating Jason's.
All right, thank you so much. All right, Jason. The speech title was, "What if Rick Adams ... ellipses was evil?" And when I heard you say that I had to be at the meeting, like, oh, you're gonna be at the meeting, right? And then I checked. Actually, Katerina told me, she checked the agenda and said, "Have you seen what his speech is going to be about?" I was a little surprised. So I was very looking forward to what the speech would be about. I even hope I helped it a little bit with this is the meanest, baddest shirt I have. And I have the evil goatee, just like there was Spock and then evil Spock, and the only difference was he had a goatee. So there you go. So it's a very interesting speech. I was very intrigued. You talk about, you think you know this guy, but you don't know him. And I'm like, where is this going? What's going on here? Then you talked about the movie. What was the title of the movie again? It was
Pain and Gain.
Pain and Gain, which I personally haven't seen, but now will have to check out. And I'm thinking, you know, it's a trainer and they're training people, but then they're extorting people. And, you know, I could say some trainers do extort people. I just started going to a new gym, and the trainers aren't very good. And I'm like, these people are paying these people money? They're just like telling them basic things and don't even know how to communicate. So you could even make a case that some trainers extort people even when they don't kidnap them. So, but he told us about the movie, the different the steps, the people. You know, am I really Rick? Am I Danny Trejo, or whatever the name you said, Danny Lupo? Yeah, there you go. Danny Trejo would have been cool too. I would like to be Danny Trejo. That was all very interesting to me. I was very hooked, and I wanted to know what was going on. It started out very interesting. You hooked us in the beginning. I liked it a lot. As far as things to improve on, you know, I think I didn't see, but the time. Did he meet the time limit, the 5 minutes on that speech?
She did 4 minutes.
Okay, well, a little bit less there. So, hey, in the future, you know, working on that. If you wanted to give it again, maybe explain a little bit more about the movie and why I could be that person in the movie. Kind of give us a little bit more in depth. That could help you get to the 5 minutes at least there. But overall, I thought it was a great speech. I'll look forward to more in the future. And if you want to make any other speeches about me or anyone else, I feel like that will make it
Attention, please.
even better
The library will close
and more
in 15
interesting
minutes. If you have materials to check
to look
out,
forward to in the
please
future.
do so
Thank
at
you
this
very
time.
much.
Public computers will shut down in 10 minutes.
All right. I will let the general evaluator back up, Ryan.
Thank you. Yes, and as a general evaluator, I'll go ahead and introduce our second evaluator tonight, which is also myself, evaluating Curtis's speech, which I believe was titled Pride into Fall, correct?
Pride comes before the fall.
Pride comes before the fall. And I know you talked about you're focusing on the presentation pathway, so I don't have that evaluation specifically in front of me, but I kind of tried to tailor my evaluation maybe towards a presentation. So one of the, starting off with, I think, the really strong points, you really commanded the space well up here. You used your gestures really well again as far as, when you're talking about the trees and talking about growth and fall, and you really used your hands and your gestures well. You used the rest of the space well to kind of move around, and I thought that was good. You also, especially early on, I think there were in the middle of the speech when you asked us, and then you kind of asked what we thought were going to be the same question to the other side of the tables here, but you kind of use these repetitive words and phrases to help drive points home. And I thought that was a really good part of your presentation. And then obviously you're very, I think, knowledgeable about this subject of trees and how they grow and just some of the environmental aspects there. And so I thought what was really good was you probably could have, you apologized because you didn't want to drone on and be technical, but I actually thought you did a really good job of not being overly technical. You broke it down to where it was very simple for us to follow and to understand kind of how trees grow and what the rings mean, and then actually connect that to the larger point of your speech. So I actually thought you did very well with that. You made it easy to follow, and you then stopped, I think, early enough to where it wasn't too much. Just kind of talking about kind of the scientific aspects. And then I thought you improved very well from your transitions from last week. I could follow that. I felt like a lot better. Points to improve on, really, I thought there were, obviously some of the ums and the so's, as I say that. And then your conclusion, your closing, which I think you kind of got caught up a little bit there at the end. So just working on timing a little bit. And the other point I would make, just making sure that, when you use words in a speech, ahead of time, verify the pronunciation. I think you said like Pyrenees. So it's always a good idea just to validate that. But otherwise, I thought it was another great speech 2 weeks in a row. All right. So after our evaluations, I think now everybody has a chance to go ahead and start to vote. Select our best speaker tonight, our best table topics masters. And then we'll also have our reports here in a moment, but before we get into that, some other evaluation notes. I think we managed well as far as setting up and getting the meeting started even without Andy being here, so some good flexibility and adaptivity there. And I think we've managed to stay relatively on time with the meeting, even though, Jason, I know you pointed out that you got a little confused there with the out of order, but I think we still managed well, so that was good. And so with that, I'll go ahead and turn it over
Can we get a time report?
to the timer. Yep. For a timer report.
Okay, so for the first speech, Jason was 4 minutes, Curtis was 7 minutes and 3 seconds. For the evaluation, I have Rick with 2 minutes and 34 seconds, Ryan with 2 minutes and 46 seconds. Table topics, Rick with 1 minute and 12 seconds, Kevin 1 minute and 26 seconds, and myself with 1 minute and 27 seconds.
Evaluate the meeting.
Oh, think I already kind of
You did?
Yeah.
did that.
The other ones, the other rules.
Oh.
Yep, I think we've got our counter and grammarian as well.
Let me do those real quick.
Yep.
Okay.
I think Kurt.
All right, while I was on the grammarian roll, I was listening for Sunshine. I don't think I heard it one single time. All right, that's okay. Other than for you giving us a little song over there with it. And then on the uhs and ums and all those little filler words, I gotta say, I'm impressed. I get caught up in listening to you guys, and I sometimes miss the words, but I don't think I heard a single filler word except for you. And then they're like three so's, but I don't know what other word you could have put in there to transition as a conjunction. So it was perfect all the way around. Kudos. All right.
All right, I believe that should wrap up the evaluation report then. And I will turn it back over to Madam Toastmaster.
Okay.
Thank you.
All righty, Dottie. Let's see. Give them just a second here, so the ballot counter can finish counting up the ballots. We don't have a Toastmasters for next week yet, do we? Probably not.
Somebody said that the agendas for the rest of the month are up on the website.
Okay.
I don't know if the positions that are already filled or not.
Okay.
but-
No problemo. All right, I'm just trying to get the ballot counter just a minute here.
One more second.
Excellent meeting, summertime, what are your plans for the summer? I'm still growing stuff in my garden. And I'm gonna bring all of you vegetables. I brought vegetables last year and I'm bringing vegetables this year. And you're going to take them home whether you like them or not. You're gonna act like you like them now.
Tomatoes, tomatoes, tomatoes.
Yeah, I get lots of tomatoes. But it's mystery vegetables this year because I left 28 packages of vegetable seeds outside in the rain and label washed off. So I just planted them. So we're gonna see what grows.
Cool. That's actually a pretty neat idea. I think, if I ever was going to have a green thumb, that I would probably just haphazardly just do that and not even pay attention to see what we grow. That'd be cool.
Yes, we're gonna see. Just while he's counting, because I started out, this yellow table goes against the wall. One table goes next to this table, because there were two tables right here, and the rest of them are over there with that. Because when we get ready to start packing up, you're gonna say, where does this go? And that's where everything goes. Yellow against the wall, two tables right here, the rest of them over there. And that's all I know. We ready?
I am ready.
All right, who was our,
Evaluator, best evaluator for the night went to Rick. He got pulled in 2 votes there.
yay, Rick?
Our speaker, it went to myself, Curtis.
Yay,
And then the table topics, Kat had that early head start, and Kelton slid right past, and Rick just watched. And Ryan, okay. But so Kelton won for tonight. Okay. And Rick, you got 1 vote on the table topics too.
Nice.
Yeah. So, I don't know how.
All
Well, you
I
did.
think
Yeah,
it
you did
was-
table topics. Okay.
Yeah, you forgot you did it.
Yeah, I did. I'm just writing.
Okay.
Ryan got 1 vote on table topics, and you didn't do one. did you?
Oh, okay. That's
what it
yeah.
is.
That's
That's what it is.
That's a strange one.
Yeah.
All right, we got 5 minutes here before the yellow. They should be telling us right now we have 5 minutes. So I'm gonna stop, call the meeting to an end, and then y'all can put all the stuff back where it belongs. Thank you, and enjoy the rest of your summer.
Right. Like those pens.
Yeah.
I believe summer doesn't actually start till June 21st. We haven't, we're actually enjoying fall, spring time.
Attention please. The
Hot
library
spring.
will close in 5 minutes. All materials must be checked out now.